Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Fox.
Juliet Charlie Fox. No problem, it's JCF. Okay, no problem at all. Fine visit. Thanks for the call. Great of you to give me a call, actually. As I say, anyway, name's Les, Londonese Sugar. Lima Echoes, Sierra, Les is the name. And the QTH is in Nottinghamshire. Anyway, and wonder how the band's holding up or what's happening. As I say, I've just come on and I thought, well, I'll put a call out and see what's happening, and he come back to me. So I'll see how the band's holding up. As I say, M0 JCF, G0 Juliet Echo India, Mr. Leslie.
Yeah, G0, Juliet Echo India, Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot returning. Very good afternoon to you, Les. The name here is Mark, Mike Alpha Romeo Kilo, down in Sidcup in Kent. And I think we may have worked before without checking the electronic log. Difficult to say, but the call sign's definitely familiar. But when it comes to the name and the location, that's not so familiar. Obviously, you're just not that far from me, as as the crow flies, I suppose. But yeah, the band seems to be relatively okay. To be honest, I literally just swapped over from the higher bands. I was working 15 meters earlier, and 15 meters seems to be a lot of single hop stations from Russia. So sort of about 1,500 miles between. Yeah, about 1600 miles on a single hop. And I did have one Asiatic Russia this morning. It was about 4,300 miles. So that was on 15 meters also. I tried 10 but was getting nowhere on 10. I called until my lungs were empty on 10 meters but never got any replies. And just to let you know, Les, you're peaking 5 and 9. And the needle sort of a little bit of QSB between 5 and 7, 5 and 9 on the peaks. And that's the big ramble over, just introducing myself there, Les. So I'll give you some technical details on the next over. So G0, Juliet Echo India, this is Mike 0, Juliet Charlie Foxtrot. Yeah, G0JEIM0JCF returning. Well, I've just checked my electronic log, and yeah, we have worked 60 metres and 40 metres in 2020 on 60 metres and 2021 40 metres. So this is our third contact under this call sign, M0JCF. You may have worked me 2E0 Echo Romeo X-ray and M6 Lima Juliet X-ray. But I've been licensed about coming up for 4.5 years now. So yeah, I raced through the licenses. So in that short space of time, you may have worked me on the older ones. Never worked you FTA. I think there must be an error in your log there, Les. I've never done the digital mode yet. Not to say that I won't. I've considered it on 30 metres just to say that I've worked that band. I'm not a CW operator, unfortunately, but yeah, I haven't worked FT8. But yeah, I can agree. We have worked 60 and we have worked 40 metres in the past. A cracking day here, Les. Little bit breezy, I'd say. You know, wind about 10 mile an hour. There's lovely blue skies though here in the southeast of England. We're getting up to about 12, maybe 13 degrees out there. But me and my good lady wife, we're just about to go out actually and have lunch in a village in Kent, a small village in Kent, lovely country pub. We go down there every now and again, and we're just about to go to lunch. As I say, I was just operating SSB on 10 and 15 metres. I didn't try 12, to be honest. That was a bit remiss of me. The radio I'm using today, Les, and it's one that I wouldn't have spoken to you on yet, is Yaesu FT101ZD. It's a Mark III. I got it just before Christmas, at the beginning of December, running about 120 watts at the moment. Just checking the power meter there, the average power 120, and the antennas are 90-foot long wire, which I definitely would have spoken to you on before. In fact, when we was operating 60 meters, I was using an TS 590S. That's the only one that I've got for 60 meters at the moment. And that's it really, just running this old rig, having a bit of fun. As I say, I got it from a silent key sale just before Christmas. It had been laying dormant for over 5 years, so there was a little bit of trepidation when I switched it on, but you know, it all came boxed with all the paperwork and manuals, and it had been kept in a cupboard under the stairs, so it was in a nice dry warm place. So it was, let's say, you know, like all these old radios, when you first switch them on, there's always a little bit of worry, will it go bang if it ever switches on at all? But no, this one's been performing well. So that's the story this end, Les. I heard you calling, just quickly spinning across the 40 metre band before I close down. Heard you calling and just thought it'd be a bit rude not to come back to you and just give you a weather report from here in the southeast of England. So back to you there, Les. G0JEIM0JCF.
think it was just a thing with them. Anyway, but no problems, Mark. Yeah, okay, yes, I'm good. Thanks for all the info. And I plan on going out for a bit of summer. Well, I've only just had my breakfast not long ago. But as I said, I didn't get back till late anyway. But yeah, it's sounding nice, Mark. No problem at all. Yeah, usually, if it's stored and in a decent place, they're usually okay. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, mine's still like the day it was bought. When I got it, it's still like that. It's still got the plastic on the front face, you mark over.
Yeah, roger that. Well, this one, as I say, is I would call mint condition as well. It's even got the tag on the side, the inspection tag, the Yaesu inspection tag on the little bit of yellow silk cord. Basically the bloke was he was a G3. He was also a ZL, and the paperwork that came with this one was all paid for in rand. So he'd obviously bought it in South Africa and bought it back to England. I'm going to say, unfortunately, 5 years ago he went silent key, and his wife had sold everything, but stuff like this was still hanging around. No one wanted it, and I think they missed a trick there. It was the right price. It suffers with a little bit of drift every now and again. You may have noticed I keep going about 100 hertz off frequency, and every now and again I have to adjust it. But for the age of the rig, you got to expect these little things to happen. And I'm very, very loath to actually break the seals on the screws, and and just have a look inside. I think a little bit of retuning, just touching the VFO every now and again, isn't a problem. It's also got the Yankee Delta 148 desk microphone, so that was a bit of a bonus. Didn't come with the original mic, unfortunately, but did come with the Yaesu desk microphone and a pair of Yaesu headphones, which I've now moved on. I've got plenty of sets of headphones, and I'm not that much of a collector that I need Yaesu branded headphones. But it was very nice to get, as I say. It was just stuff that was just cluttering up up the shop, as it were, or the cupboard under the stairs. And she just asked, did I want to make a donation, which I made a lovely sizable donation to her cause. And rather than this stuff end up in a skip, or let the vultures get hold of it, etc., to resell on eBay, I just took it, and very, very pleased, very pleased indeed. Not normally, but what I have been using since last summer, and this one sitting on top of it, is an old Trio Tango Sierra 520 Sierra. So I've been using that old hybrid. Basically, I've got two shacks. I've got one in the loft, which has got all the modern gear like the TS 590, etc., and all my 2 meter gear and all that old nonsense. And then down in the garage is where I've got all the heavyweights like the hybrids and the valve gear. So I'm on a bit of a restoration kick at the moment, and a rebuild kick. I've got an old Swan 350 and a couple of summer camps and stuff like that. Some old valve gear. But it's slowly catchy monkey. Eventually I'll get them on the air. Anyway, Les, lovely to speak to you, mate, and lovely to speak to you for the first time on the 101ZD. And I better go now, because we're getting near that time that we should be getting in the car. And if I don't, and I'm caught talking to complete strangers on the radio when I should be taking my good lady wife out into sunny Kent countryside, there'll be hell to pay. So I'll make this my final, Les. Your signal did drop off, peaking to around S7, and I think that's just obviously band conditions. Luckily, my noise floor's around S4, S5, so you were still way above that. But as I say, I'll make this my final, Les, otherwise I do tend to ramble on. And I wish you a very best 73. Have a great weekend. Look forward to catching up with you again on this band or another band on another radio, I'm sure. So take care, mate. Listening for that final. G0 Juliet Echo India. This is Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Foxtrot.
Okay, well. back, so no problem, I did notice it. But as I say, the main concern with them is the transformers. As a matter of fact, the last time I switched mine on, I thought that, I noticed that mine was, you got that smell, you know what I mean? But I've got a spare transformer for mine, so I've got no problem at all. Even that way, we've got a DC on the DC lead. That's if you've got the DC of the part on the back. I can't find my bloody lead, my DC lead. I don't know what's happened to it. I got one in the box, but it was for a different one. I think it was, might have been for the, I'm not quite sure, but it was a different adapter. Anyway, cheers and beers, Mark, been a pleasure. Lovely to work here. Thanks for the chat. And as I say, it's lovely here. Nice and sunny at the present time. Temperature's about 11 to 12 plus C. Cheers and beers, have a good weekend. And as I say, been a pleasure and good health to you, mate. Over.
Yeah, Roger, mate. No, I really appreciate you taking the time and effort to have a chat with me. But as for transformers, interesting you say that. I wasn't going to go and go down this road, but somebody's actually given me a spare transformer to build the power supply for my Swan 350. So yeah, if it does go bang, I've always got a spare anyway. But that's a story for another day, and we'll chat about that another time, Les. I'll let you carry on calling, mate, and I'm going to go and disappear now and sort myself out and get out to lunch. Take care, mate, and as you say, cheers and beers. Bye bye for now. Mike 0 Juliet Charlie Fox going QRT. Frequency back to you, Les. Bye bye, mate. Well, a Golf 4 went back to him, but he probably didn't hear him. Never mind.